Hello, everybody. Welcome to another FOC show. This FOC for June 18th and June 19th, 2023. First question I'd like to answer right off the bat, because sometimes there's some new viewers. This is the section that you'd like to watch, at least if you're not watching the entirety of the video. What is FOC? FOC stands for Final Order Cutoff. It's basically the date where we could place our orders for books coming out in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, sometimes 6 weeks or a couple months or something like that. But it's the final date we could place orders for those books. So if you want to guarantee you get a certain cover of a book, an A cover, a variant, an incentive, you got to FOC it. It's the only way to guarantee you get the copy that you want. So we are ordering a copy specifically for you. We are putting that number in to make sure it's in before we place our order. If you miss FOC, you can still post FOC, meaning you can still make a request. If you do post FOC something, you're not guaranteed the book. You're most likely going to get it, because let's say we order, I'm just going to go to a random book that's coming out this week. So bear with me for 1 second. Okay, Black Panther 2. Let's say you wanted the Hellfire Gala variant, and we actually are only ordering 5 of those at the moment. So if we're ordering 5 and we have 3 FOC requests, well, if you post FOC it, then it does that. Those other 2 books don't go on the shelves. One of those goes to you. So post FOCing is still super, super good, just in case you miss something, because you will most likely get the book. It's just not guaranteed like FOCing is. So for FOCs, please make sure you send all FOC requests to collectivefoc@gmail.com. Here's how I would like your request kind of formatted. Book title first. So we're going to use this one, for example, actually. Let's do, looking for one with an artist. We're going to use this one. So book title, New Mutants, Lethal Legion. That's the book title. Issue numbers 4. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't want to use that example. I want to use one with an artist. So we're going to use this Miles Morales one. Miles Morales Spider-Man is the book title, issue numbers 4, and the artist name is Clark. Artist name is super duper important, especially for independent books, because if you give me a B cover or a C cover, I don't know which cover you want, and you're not going to get the one that you want. So make sure it's the artist for all books. So that's how I like it formatted. If you'd like to make things super duper easy for me, just like this, no spaces. A space is no good, because then when I submit it to the Google Doc, it makes a space in the Google Doc. I use 11 fonts on the Google Doc. If you have any incentives, please bold them. Again, if you want to make this super duper easy for me, that's the easiest way to help me out. I need all of your DC requests by Saturday nights. I put in the request on Sunday mornings for DC. So I need all of your DC requests by a Saturday night. If your request isn't in by Saturday night, it ends up being a post FOC. As for Marvel and Independent, you could get them in by Sunday night. Saturday night is preferred. I like to sit on a Sunday morning and do all the FOC requests. Monday's my day off. I like to keep my days off entirely work-free. But if you do send it by Sunday night, that's okay. I'll put it in Monday morning for Independent and Marvel. Danny is here. Danny enjoyed The Flash a lot. And Danny also said, Boom has recently been changing their cover letters last minute. Artist name is the best. Exactly. So I've seen situations where somebody's requested like a B cover of an independent book because they want a specific artist, and they change it to the C, and then they don't get the artist that they want. Roberto, I saw your comment. I'm not going to say that to the entire chat, but thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I'll shoot you an email for sure. Roy is here. Yes, Roy, you're the undisputed FOC champion. Just for giggles here, I'm going to pull this up and show you guys something really fun. Let's see if I can find it here. Bear with me for 1 second. 1 second, guys. No, it's not that one. No, it's not that one. Let me see if I can just search this in my email. Okay, so I would like to present you guys with the FOC, with the undisputed FOC king. Mr. Roy over here wanted all the Hellfire Gala variants that are coming out in the next couple weeks, months, etc. This was his FOC email maybe like 2 weeks ago. So to be clear, I know I'm joking with Roy here, and that's okay, but this is definitely allowed and encouraged. If you want all copies of a certain crossover cover or whatever, and you want to FOC them at one point just to make sure you get all of them, do it. And they'll go right on the sheet, and then you make sure you have all of them on your checklist. Because all of these are coming out in the span of a couple months or a month or two. But I know DC did that book last week, Night Terrors or something. There's a lot of covers. So if you want to send all your requests in like for a cover series at once, that's totally allowed and encouraged. But this was funny. Roberto goes, when I used to work at a comic book shop back in the early 2000s, I had a customer that used absolutely everything Superman related and was doing it for decades. Yeah, that's totally encouraged. Love seeing you guys excited about your books and FOCing early. Last note here is that you can FOC your incentives. Incentives are on a first come, first serve basis. That means if you get your FOC request in first with the incentive, you get the first dibs of that incentive. 1 in 25s are normally about $20. 1 in 50 is normally about 50. 1 in 100, $75 to $100. Those prices are subject to change on the book. So you could FOC it, and then if you don't like the price when the book comes out, you could cancel that request free of charge, and no worries on that. We got a good crowd here. I like the crowd we got going on. Good vibes. So, Roy, did you see The Flash last night? Did you like it? I know Danny liked it. I'm curious. I love your comic book movie reviews. Roy needs a podcast reviewing comic book movies. All right, DC FOC. FOC is for June 18th on lunardistribution.com. You could go to this website. The link is in the description of YouTube and the Facebook, and you can actually look at all these books that I'm going to show you. You don't have to watch the fun FOC video, but if you like to watch me blabber on about comic books, that's cool too. Short FOCs, you see these little dots down here because last week's was pretty giant. Okay. Absolute Journalism, trade paperback. Action Tank, trade paperback, volume 2. Arn Anderson, trade paperback, My Life as the Enforcer. We've got another wrestling book. Black Myth, The Key to His Heart, number 2 of 5. Cover A by Liana Kangas. Cover B is a 1 in 3 variant by Shannon Wheeler. Destiny, New York Mystical Mafia, number 3. Your A cover is by Lyrics. B cover is by Vanessa Cardinali. C cover is also by Lyrics, and I think that's a Virgin variant. Looks like an open order one. The 1 in 10 is by Manuel Prietano, and the 1 in 25 is also by Manuel Prietano, and I believe that's going to be a Virgin as well. Don't Spit in the Wind, number 4. Enter as trade paperback. Carnal Confessions, number 412. 8 covers by Sora Suing and Kate Colors. Carnal Confessions, number 412. B cover is by Cal Najou. 1 in 10 is by Derek Chu. 125 is also by Cal Najou. It's a Virgin. These are all very nice covers, I'm sure. Kitsune, 5 of 6. Lamentation, number 3. A cover is by Yannick Paquette. B cover is by Man House. 1 in 10 is also by Yannick Paquette. It's a black and white. Legacy of Violence, number 7 of 12. Oswald and the Star Chaser, number 4. Ribbon Queen, number 1. A cover is by Declan Shalvey. B cover is by Faye Dalton. C covers by Chris Ferguson and Jack and Burrows, the horror homage variant. 1 of 15 is by Declan Shalvey. It's a black and white. Rick and Morty, Heart of Rickness, number 1. A covers by Troy Little. It's a Temple of Doom homage. That's very, very cool, especially with Indiana Jones, number 5, coming out in 2 weeks. We'll see how that disaster is. B covers by Ed Lucy. 1 in 10 is by Priscilla Tramontano. It's a connecting variant. Snow White Zombie Apocalypse, number 5. Soka 4, 8 covers by Francisco Tomaselli. 1 in 5 is by Tomaselli as well. The C cover is by Antonio Fusso and Steve Ekstrom. Chakovi, number 1 of 5. 8 covers by Dave Thomas. 1 in 10 is by Marco Fontanilli. And then we have Zombicide trade paperback day 1. Wow, so Roy really loved The Flash. He said it's better than anything Marvel has put out in forever, not including Werewolf by Night, of course. I wasn't groaning the whole time, so I was pretty excited about that. Plus, the company was peak. I guess he didn't like Guardians. I thought Guardians was really good. The rest of the Marvel stuff that's come out has been subpar. Besides Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse was awesome. All right. Done with DC. Let's go to Marvel and Independent. So I show that on penguinrandomhouse.com because that's where we'll actually see incentives. But I'm going to bring you guys to Previews World for the moment. This is previewsworld.com / it says new releases, but it's not supposed to say new releases. So let me refresh the page. It should be previewsworld.com / final orders due. And that is how you'll actually see the books that are coming out in a couple weeks. So the orders are due on Monday the 19th, like I said. And now you could select your publisher, whether it's Image, Marvel, Dynamite, Boom, and any other independent publisher. This is how you can look at your independent books and Marvel books since you can't go to penguinrandomhouse.com. But this is kind of how you would do that. So let's go. Hey, Daryl, thanks for joining. New York City's NYC is okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's a different life. I enjoyed the Florida life a lot. Okay, going to Penguin for Marvel. And we are up. Looks like there's a couple variants that aren't showing, so I may have to go over to Previews World, and that's okay. We'll figure it out. Alien number 4. Here's your 8 cover. Now we were missing a variant here. Is this on Previews World? Let's see. It is. Okay. So let's see how I want to kind of do this. Because Previews World has all the covers up, but they wouldn't have the incentives. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you everything here on Penguin, and if there's something where there's not a cover, I'm just going to go back on Previews World and show you it. So here's your Alien 8 cover. Actually, how many incentives? I'll go to Previews World first, and then we'll come back for incentives. Let's do that. Because sometimes all the covers are not up. Sorry, guys. Okay. Previews World. Alien 8 cover. Alien Francisco Mana variant. Poster. Is Isn't 31 really coming out? Let me double check that. No, I don't see that. Is that a poster? Now that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Because it's not showing. It's not showing on Penguin. So I don't want to give you guys false information here. Bear with me for 1 second while I double check this. It is. Okay, I see now. Is it a double FOC maybe? 6/19, August 9. This might be a double FOC. I think that might be why. That's so weird. Some of these books are FOCing now, but they're not coming out until August 9th. Like this, the Spider-Man book right here isn't coming out until August 9th, and I don't know why. That's really weird. Okay, anyway. Amazing Spider-Man 31. It's a special oversized issue. Maybe that's why, but there's your 8 cover. Here's your Casa Grande Women of Marvel variant. Here's your George Perez variant. Here's your Greg Land variant. Here's your JTC Negative Space variant. It's a classified cover, so make sure you get your FOC request in for that one. Avengers Beyond 5 of 5, only 1 cover for that one. Black Panther number 2, here's your 8 cover. Here's your Renato Souza variant. Here's your Mateus Manhanini Hellfire Gala variant. Roy, you already got that. Here's your Mike Mayhew variant. Blade number 1. I guess we're doing another Blade book. So here's your 8 cover. Here's your Blood Red Blank cover. Here's your David Marquez variant. Here's your Frank Miller variant. Very cool. Here's your John Tyler Christopher Negative Space variant. Here's your Peach Momoko variant. Here's your Stefano Caselli Marvel Icon variant. And finally, here's your Tom Riley Window Shades variant. So for you Blade fans, make sure you get those requests in and make sure they are very specific because there's a lot of covers. Oh, this is what Danny said. ASM 31 is FOC before, I guess, ASM 30 because it's extra sized. You're right. That's really weird. Has to throw me off. Okay. This Ghostwriter book, I think, is FOCing later too. It's so odd. I think. Is it Ghostwriter 16 I'm looking at? No, it's Cosmic Ghostwriter 5. So that I'll show you guys on Penguin as to why I'm confused here. But anyway. Cosmic Ghostwriter number 5. Here's your A cover. Only one cover for that. Deadpool, Bad or Blood, number 1 of 5. Second printing, Rob Liefeld variant. Then here's Deadpool, Bad or Blood, number 2 of 5. Your A cover. Here's your Rob Liefeld variant for number 2. I'm not doing posters. We'll do trades later. Extreme Venomverse, number 5. Here's your A cover. There's a shark on that, it looks like. Very cool. Or maybe that's an orca. That looks like an orca. Here's your Peach Momoko variant featuring the orca as well. Here's your Ryan Stegman Venom, the other variant. Here is your Sergio Davila symbiote variant. Ghostwriter number 16, your A cover. Here's your EM Gist variant. Here's your Gerald Parel Hellfire Gala variant. Guardians of the Galaxy number 4, here's your A cover. Here's your Lee Garbett Hellfire Gala variant. Here's your Ricky Yagawa variant. Let's see. Here's your Loki number 1, second printing. It's a Herman Peralta variant. I'm just skipping through the trades right now because I'll do that on Penguin. There's just a lot of covers missing from Penguin. That's why I'm showing you guys Previews World. Okay, New Mutants is next. New Mutants Lethal Legion number 5 of 5. Only one cover for that. Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones number 5 of 5. Here's your A cover. Here's your Greg Land variant. She's the Vulture in this one. Here's your Sauvage variant. Spider-Man number 9, second printing by Mark Bagley. There's your A cover for that one. Spider-Man India number 2 of 4. Sure it'll be a fan favorite in the Spider-Verse movie. Here's your Dolly variant for that one. Star Wars 35, second printing, Steven Segovia variant. Luke's holding 2 red lightsabers. Fun fact, my girlfriend got my books to me a couple weeks ago, thanks to Danny and Roy packing them up, and I have not read any of them yet. I'm slacking. Star Wars Dark Droids number 1. Here's your A cover. Really excited for this one. Here's your Giuseppe Consoli foil variant. That's an open order foil. That's cool. Here's your JTC action figure variant. It's very cool. Here's your Rachel Stott Scourged variant. Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 34, your A cover. Here's your Kyle Hortz variant. Here's your Ordway Classic Trade Dress variant. Here's your Return of the Jedi variant by Chris Sprouse. Love those. Star Wars Return of the Jedi Rebellion number 1 featuring Admiral Akbar in all his glory. Here's your Garbett Connecting variant. Here's your Rod Reese variant. Looks like a movie poster. Very cool. I think What If Spider-Gwen is next, but give me 1 second so I can check. Yes, okay. So, What If Dark Spider-Gwen number 1. Here's your A cover. Here's your Rose Betch variant. Wolverine number 35. There's the A cover. Here's your Mahmoud Asar Hellfire Gala variant. X-Men Red number 13. There's your A cover. And there's your Federico Vicentini Stormbreakers variant. There's your Jamie McLeavy Hellfire Gala variant. So it looks like 2 Hellfire Gala variants for that one. I'm sorry. This is the Hellfire Gala. This is the Hellfire Gala. This is the Stormbreakers. I'm sorry about that. And lastly, your Nachacha Bustos variant. So now I'm going to take you to Penguin. Oh, Roy says that's Jeff. He's venomized. It's the shark or the orca, whatever. Okay. Now we're going to go to Penguin. I'll show you the incentives for those books. So I'm sorry for any confusion there, but technology is technology sometimes. So these are the books you just saw besides the incentives. So I'm just going to scroll down and look until I see an incentive. So here's a Black Panther #2 by Salvador LaRocca. It's a 1 in 25. I'm sure there's some for Blade. There's a 1 in 100, but let's see if there's any smaller ones. So no image yet, but there's going to be a Carrie Andrews 1 in 25 for Blade. You could Google this stuff if you want, and then FOC it. Peach Momoko is going to do a version of her cover for Blade. So if you like that Blade cover and you want the 1 in 50, you could FOC that. And Frank Miller will do a 1 in 100 that's a version of his cover. Deadpool Better Blood #1, second printing is going to have a 1 in 25 by Cal Najou. Deadpool Better Blood #2 is going to have a Tyler Kirkham 1 in 25. Extreme Venomverse #5 is going to have a Nick Bradshaw variant. It'll be a 1 in 25. Again, no image yet, but if you like the artist, you want to Google it, you can look at those incentives and FOC that. Loki #1, second printing is a Rod Reese 1 in 25. Spider-Gwen is going to have a Peach Momoko design variant. Again, no image yet, but if you like Peach Momoko's art, if you like those design variants, you could FOC one of those 1 in 10s. And then there's a 1 in 100 by Greg Land. Star Wars Rebellion #1 is going to have a 1 in 100 of this A cover by Ryan Brown. It'll also have a Terry Dodson 1 in 25. What If Dark Spider-Gwen #1 is going to have a 1 in 25 by Mark Aspinall. And Rose Betch will have a 1 in 100 virgin variant of the cover that I showed you before. Wolverine 35 will have a 1 in 25 by John Jang. And I think that's it. I think that's it for Marvel incentives. On to IDW, Godzilla, Monsters and Protectors, Summer Smash cover A by Dan Schoening. Cover B is by Jack Lawrence. 1 in 10 is by Kara Hassett. Is your 1 in 10. 1 in 25 is by Tango. My Little Pony Camp Big Hoof #1. A covers by Kate Sharon. B covers by Natalie Haynes. 1 in 10 is by Nicole Giux. 1 in 25 is by Justa. TMNT Saturday Morning Adventures #3. A covers by Jack Lawrence. B covers by Dan Schoening. C cover is by Sean Daly. 1 in 10 is by Tim Evans. 1 in 25 is also by Tim Evans. Some posters. Not going to show posters. Here's that foil for the droids. Another look at that. For the Star Wars droids, here's a 1 in 50. It's by Jim Chung. There's a 1 in 100 by Rachel Stott. And the droids book also comes out on August 2nd, by the way. That Amazing Spider-Man is August 9th. Very early FOCs. There will be a George Perez version 1 in 100 for the Spider-Man 31. And a 1 in 50 by Greg Land. There will also be a 1 in 25 by Jim Chung. Elektra Black, White, and Blood. Here's a trade paperback, $17.99. Fantastic Four Epic Collection, The Crusader Syndrome, $49.99. Marvelverse Ironheart, $9.99. New Avengers Modern Era Epic Collection Assembled, $49.99. Scarlet Witch by Steve Orlando, Volume 1, The Last Door, $19.99. Spider-Man, $20.99. Dark Genesis, $15.99. Venom Modern Era Epic Collection Agent Venom, $44.99. Hawkeye by Fraction Omnibus. Here's your direct-to-market cover, and then here's your regular cover for that. Sigil Omnibus. And then here's your direct-to-market for Sigil. So I'm sorry, there's a little bit confusing, guys. Sometimes that's how it goes. But yeah, there we go. So All of your FOC requests, I need them sent to collectivefoc@gmail.com. I'll pull up the email again. I have Roy's ridiculous email still up, but that's okay. DC requests, I need by Saturday nights. Today's Sunday. I need them by Saturday nights to make sure you get the exact cover that you want, a book that you want. Again, for all covers and books, give me the book name. So Wolverine, the issue number 35, and then give me the artist's name as well. Really, really important for that. DC by Saturday night, Marvel and Independent by Sunday night, and then we can make sure your requests are all in. Danny mentioned here, come in tomorrow for the anniversary party and come see Danny talking about subscriptions. So there you go. Danny's hosting a big party for the collective 5-year anniversary. You can find the event page on Facebook. I think that's all the information that I've seen at least, but you can find it in the Facebook, the newsletter, and anything else that Danny can plug when it comes to that. Okay, thank you guys for joining. Thank you for talking. Appreciate that. I'll see you guys next week for another FOC.